What's going on, everybody? My name is Hao Vu, and this is the Hao Vu Moto Vlog. Today's episode is about things that I hate about my 2020 Honda CBR500R. I want to say that hate is a very strong word. Personally, I try not to hate anything. I think that things that I hate or don't like or things that annoy me, I try to reframe it so that it teaches me something, right? Something that annoys me teaches me patience. Something that I dislike is just really an opportunity to get to know it a little better and see if I can understand it, see if it will grow on me. Like foods that I historically didn't like in the past, it's just, man, I would want to like this food because if I can learn to like this food, then I can add it to the list of things that I like, things that make me happy, and then my life is happier, and then I'm happier for it, and I'm living a better, more successful, more fulfilling life. But with that being said, there are a couple of things that I do dislike about my Honda CBR500R. And if I had all the money in the world, if I had all the influence in the world, maybe I would change it and have Honda build me a perfect CBR500R at this moment in time from what I'm feeling. Yeah, maybe, but do I let it distract me from the things that truly matter, like enjoying myself on the motorcycle, enjoying my ride, staying safe, and really honing my skills as a rider? Those are the things that are the most important to me, and, those are the things that I try to focus on. But everybody's here for the things that I hate about my CBR500R. So here we go. The first thing that I hate, aka dislike, about the CBR500R is the front forks. I just don't think they look that great. From a performance perspective, I don't really know. I haven't been on that many bikes, so I can't really tell you what the suspension feels like. I don't really want to go there. I'm not a road tester with decades of experience under my belt, so I will say that I just don't really like the look of them. My CB300R had upside down forks, and they looked really cool. They were either gold or silver, and it just looked really cool. Honestly, I think the conventional forks are just weird looking. I think they should all be upside down forks. But this one, the tube is like black. It almost looks like plastic, right? It just looks like this very boring little rod that sticks down and then it's like bolted with a little silver bolt. It looks very meh. So that's the number one thing. The number two thing is also a cosmetic thing. It's the turn signals, especially the ones in the front. I could care less about the ones in the rear. Because the front, when you look at it, you see those mean headlights. You see headlights that just look so cool, those mean Honda CBR headlights. And then you have these two dorky little orange ears that are sticking straight out, and it's just silly. Especially at night, it's just like your eyes are instantly drawn to that bright orange, and I know that's a safety thing, and for me to hate on that, it's just like, wait, come on, dude, are you really, you want people to not see you at night? It's just kind of crazy, right? How we sacrifice our safety for cosmetics, especially when we're not looking at the bike when we ride it, but we want it to look good, right? We will sacrifice our safety and our visibility so the bike looks better. It's really crazy when you think about it, but trust me, I understand. They look like two little pumpkins on the side of your bike at night, I'm sure. But that's the next thing that I dislike. Moving on, another cosmetic thing, of course, is the exhaust, right? I like the dual outlet exhaust. I like the sound of it. Perfectly fine with that. But looks-wise, it looks very generic. It almost looks like, the same kind of exhaust you'll see on a Ninja 400. It's just kind of boring. Very boring and a little bit bigger than it needs to be, right? It looks like some kind of weapon that you would find in Halo or something like that. Some kind of blaster rifle or something like that shoots out little lasers. That's what it looks like to me. As far as upgrading it, I really don't want to put any money into upgrading the bike right now because I did finance the bike. When I traded up, I owed about $2,000 on this one after all was said and done. So right now, I'm just really trying to knock out the payments, and that was my number one priority. I just don't like the idea that the bike is not mine, and I'm making payments in order to get my title as fast as I possibly can, making extra payments every month, eating ramen noodles every night for dinner. Not quite. My health is very important to me. It's probably the most important thing. I would never eat ramen noodles every night for dinner, and I really hope that you guys aren't either. If you have to, in order to get a motorcycle, and it's the one thing you want, and you have to eat ramen noodles for a little bit, fine. I'd say it's not going to kill you. Maybe take a couple years off your life, but hey, maybe a motorcycle will kill you. So you never know. But the point is, I'm really just trying to knock out my payments and really get the title in my hands before I even consider putting any money into the bike. And I think maybe a slip-on exhaust would be the first thing that I do, just cosmetically, but I'm not really sure because there's a couple things that bother me with slip-on exhausts. I don't like how all of them have like a badge that has the brand name on it. I just would rather it not have that. If those can be removed, I'm not sure, but I don't want it to say like Two Brothers and have little skull or say Yoshimura or whatever. Like, I understand, of course, why they brand their exhaust. They want to make sales and they want people to hear and be able to identify what brand that exhaust is. But I don't know. I'm all about like cleanliness and simplicity. You can tell I stripped the decals off the bike. So that, and also I'm not crazy about the sounds of all the aftermarket exhausts. Like I want it to be really perfect if I were to make that switch. And I just am not in love with anything that I've seen so far. I don't really want it to be obnoxiously loud either. So the exhaust. Next thing is the fender in the back. Of course, I think all sport bikes would look better with a Fender Eliminator Kit. This one is not as bad as the one that I had on my 300, which was just huge. That thing was like 4 feet long, I kid you not. But this one, it's a little more minimalist, but still would look better without it. I did remove it on my last bike, and I noticed that it got a lot dirtier on the back seat, and especially when it rained, the back seat would just kind of just get demolished with dirt and like splashes of water, much more so than it would when the fender was on. But yeah, this one's just like take it or leave it. Kind of dislike it. If I had all the money in the world again, I would definitely get a Fender Delete kit on it and sacrifice the cleanliness of the bike for a little bit of a cleaner aesthetic. And the final thing, the only thing on this list that's actually not a cosmetic issue is the way it feels when I click it into first gear. When I click down into first gear, the bike kind of like jumps forward just the tiniest bit, and I don't know, I wish it was a little more strong, a little more stable feeling when I click it down into first gear. I don't know if all bikes are like that again, so maybe higher end bikes are not like that. You just click it down and you hear a nice click and you feel like just that a gear clicked into place without it like jumping the bike forward just ever so slightly. So I don't know, it does kind of bug me, but not anything that I would write home about. So just to make this video, those are the things that I dislike about the bike. 1,200 miles in, that's all I have to say. Maybe as I put more miles on this, I'll come across things that are like, but then again, what can I really know without having been on other motorcycles or having, different motorcycles in my stable to switch back and forth, right? Wouldn't it be nice? But right now, I'm loving it. I really don't have anything bad to say about the bike, but those are the things that I dislike. If you guys have any questions or anything, just shoot me in the comments and I will get back to you. If you're considering buying the 500, the CBR500R, check out my other videos. I really have nothing but good things to say about this bike. I would definitely recommend this bike to anyone who is considering it, especially a beginner new to the motorcycle community. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time.